Right. So if you've ever caught yourself, looking in the mirror and you see the reflection looking back at you and it's literally left you like, who the hell is that looking at me? Who is that looking back at me? You're looking at yourself and you borderline don't even recognize yourself or even really recognize, or you're in denial about how you kind of got there. Do you know what I mean? You've said to yourself, I'm going to start on Monday. 50 different Mondays have gone past. You've lost a bit of weight and you've put it back on. You keep going around in circles that just lead you back to square one. I know exactly how that feels. And I'm a personal trainer. I've helped other people lose body fat, lose weight, build strength, build confidence. But I still found myself weighing over 111 kgs. Never at any point in my life have I ever weighed that much. But I caught myself in that space. In this video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through exactly what caused me to gain the weight, what changed, and the simple things that I kind of implemented that helped me lose over 5 kgs. Without trying to be perfect, do you know what I mean? And do it sustainably. Now, if you're new around here, what's happening? I'm Danny, and I'm a personal trainer, online coach, and I've helped loads of people build muscle, lose body fat, build their confidence, become stronger versions of themselves. But this isn't one of those videos where I'm going to sit there and pretend like I've always have everything figured out. Honestly, I haven't. And I've struggled with my own weight. Like, I've struggled with my own consistency. I struggled with my own habits too. Like, I'm a person. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I kind of document my whole journey, because while I'm helping my clients, I've always found I've been able to help people at best by being authentically myself. Like, how can I ask someone to be authentic with me when I can't be authentic with them? So I'm very open about my issues, my challenges, my hurdles, and how I've overcome them. And that's kind of something I'm going to go through in this particular video here, because I feel like I'm not alone. I'm not the only person that's ever sat down, looked in the mirror and thought, what's going on here? So like, really and truly, beginning of the year, January to March, that was that little window. As I got into the back end of the year, I was actually in like fired up position. Like, training was going really well. I was training for AFIX, London. And then I don't know what I did. It was like a build up of like repetitive strain, over time, and it basically kind of caused a bit of an impingement in my shoulder, and it just kind of threw me off, and I wasn't able to train. My shoulder just kind of, it didn't give way, but I just wasn't able to, but the shoulder wasn't shouldering, and I spent months going to physios, osteo, sports masseuse, like getting everybody to look at it. And I'll be honest with you, it kind of put me in a bit of a negative headspace, because not only was I meant to be performing, like doing AFIX, that went out the window. And even like simple things, simple tasks like carrying plates for my clients, that became a chore, because just my shoulder wasn't doing what it's normally doing. And if I'm really honest with you, I kind of had a dopamine pity party. Do you know what I mean? I had a dopamine pity party. If I can't train properly, I'm meant to be doing a competition right now. If I wasn't doing the competition as well, I was actually meant to be going to America, but that's a conversation for another time. I was meant to be going to America, so I swerved going to America, thinking I'm going to be doing this competition, so I'm super locked in. Now I'm not doing the competition. I'm not in America. I was like, hey, listen, and I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't party. So I was like, I need to feel good, and I want to feel good now. So I just started, listen, when I started emotional eating, and I was consuming cookies by, honestly, in my town, if you know a place that makes cookies, they know me by name. Like, I was just, and it was like I said, a dopamine pity party, and my weight just skyrocketed. It wasn't even just the comfort eating that I was doing with the cookies. Like, I even noticed like takeaways increased a little bit throughout that window, because just convenience, like standing there trying to cook food, taking stuff out of taking stuff out of the oven, just even using my shoulder just became a bit of a pain and a chore. So I was just like, listen, like autopilot, boom. And I was going to work training my clients, I was coming home, and I kind of was just in a bit of a negative phase, a bit of a funk. And that's where obviously the cookies came in, that's when more of the fast food came in, and bad habits really started to creep in and become a consistency in my life at that particular time. And the training started lapsing a little bit, because I wasn't able to do, like, even something simple as squatting. I wasn't able to squat, I wasn't able to do any upper body, so I kind of was limited to just, in that window, all I was doing was leg press and single leg hack squats. That's all I was doing for like almost 12 weeks. And yeah, like I said, man, I just spiraled a little bit. And these are the things that I ended up using as coping mechanisms and comfort for that particular window. And then yeah, like I kind of entered that space of I'll start again on Monday, I'll start another Monday, I'll start again tomorrow. But bro, tomorrow never comes. Like there was always a reason or excuse that I wasn't doing it. And because I was still able to kind of tick some boxes in other aspects of my life, like I was still doing my work, still doing my business, still there for my clients, and still able to navigate certain areas, like I just really started to kind of take myself for granted, take training for granted, take my health for granted, I took investing in myself for granted, took prioritizing myself for granted. Yeah. I just took it all for granted with regards to pouring into my own cup. And then yeah, like my shoulders started getting better, and the inevitable first session, back doing upper body and stuff, came back, and I did the session, and it was a good session. Yeah, it was a mid session. I ticked some boxes, and it felt good. But after that session, I went into the bathroom. I was gonna have a shower at the gym, and I was looking in the mirror, yeah, and I was like, "Who's that guy?" I literally was like, who's that guy looking back at me? Like, what's going on? And I was just like, it was just, do you know what it is? And even like the other thing as well that I noticed, along with like starting again on Monday, I even noticed leading up to this point anyway, I started buying like baggier clothes to hide my body. Because I think subconsciously I knew like I was overweight, I was feeling the back rolls, I was feeling the muffin top, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, if I'm really being honest with you. But yeah, when I sat down and I was looking in the mirror, I was just like, who the F is that guy? Like, what's going on? Something's got to change, and something's got to change now, because it was such a splash of water, like wake up, like a slap to the face, like wake up. And all of those tomorrows, I started realizing, hey, tomorrow needs to happen now. So instead of like jumping in with both feet or attacking something, it's easy to then go, right, I'm going to go on a juice cleanse, I'm cutting out this, I'm fasting, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I was like, no, I just approached it how I treat my clients. And the one thing I always say to myself is, especially when it comes to like nutrition and food, something's working because you're alive. It's just whatever you're doing doesn't necessarily work with regards to getting you to your desired goal. So I just I just started tracking my food. And I was like, don't change anything this week. Just track everything, see the data. Because from seeing the data, then you're able to kind of build a plan. And immediately, the first thing that I saw was, okay, cool. Like, I've been eating more takeaways than I normally would. Cookies were just all over the gaff. And it was my comfort food. And, just the cookies alone was an extra 1,000 calories. And I'd always eat them in the evening. I wasn't even not eating them in the day. If I'm gonna have my cookies, I'm gonna have cookie time. Like, I'm chilling, I'm watching TV. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I knew that and there was 1,000 calories just sitting in me, and it was like 80, 90 grams of sugar. So my insulin level, the insulin spike was spiking. And then I'd wake up in the morning, I'd just be kind of drained because obviously I'm having a sugar crash. And then what would I do to make myself feel better from the sugar crash? Cookies. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, I was like this. So seeing that data, immediately I was like, okay, cool, the cookies have to go. Not only because of the 1,000 calories, the extra sugar, just all of it is not benefiting me and my goal. And the most important thing, I'm waking up in the morning feeling like crap. Took the cookies out, replaced them with, I started off just by replacing them with like protein bars. So like 2 grams of sugar in the protein bar, so way less sugar. And I wasn't having them right before I went to bed. I ticked the box an hour or so before I went to bed. And then I started having like Greek yogurt with berries, and I wasn't really messing around with honey too much, if I'm honest with you, but I was having Greek yogurt with like berries, some peanut butter, some dark chocolate, just like stuff that would satiate, stuff that would scratch the itch without me. And then immediately I noticed, I'm waking up in the morning, like in the evening was the challenge, because I'm like, I want the cookies, but in the morning I'm waking up and I'm like, oh mate, I feel so much better, like, do you know what I mean? Because I'm not waking up in a crash. Started prepping my food again. Like, I'm honestly a bit of a lazy. I'm lazy in the sense of I like things to be done properly. I'm not gonna be cooking lots of food for like 5-6 hours. I'm not. Like, I like to batch cook stuff, so I normally batch cook some lean mince, batch cook some chicken, easy foods that I can eat repetitively throughout the week. And for me, that worked the best. So I prepped my food, so now I've got foods leading me Monday all the way to about Saturday. and I can like rinse and repeat. And as a result of me prepping my food, the knock-on effect that I immediately noticed was like, oh, financially, this is way better than having takeaways 2-3 times a night. Now I'm not having the cookies and waking up feeling like crap. Now my money ain't taking a hit from the from the takeaways being more consistent. I'm like, okay, I see the benefits. So now it made me commit to it a little bit more. And I also accepted the fact that we're going to be imperfect days. Like, I was never harsh on myself. I was like, listen, we have got I need to change. I need to change because I wasn't happy with what I was seeing. And as a result of that, I was like, while you're in the process of changing, things are going to go well, things are not going to go well. You're going to double down on the things that go well. We're going to adjust things that need to be adjusted in order for us to continue moving forward. But I was never like, one thing I really try and, like, when I speak to my clients, I'm like, don't talk about it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I messed it all up. No, you haven't. Like, you can't talk to yourself in that negative headspace because you start believing that. So I would never talk to my best friend in that way. So I always speak to myself like my best friend. That's something that I kind of discussed and went over in therapy. And it's like, when you talk to someone, when you talk to yourself like your best friend. I'd never, if my best friend messed up something, I would be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You're this, you messed it. No. I'll just be like, okay, cool, you messed it up. Let's figure out how we can move it. I'll be constructive in how I'm going to feed back to them in order for them to get to where they want to. And that's how I kind of approached it with myself. And another thing that really helped me, like, is I really doubled down on my training. Training consistently. I structured my training better. Because obviously my shoulder got better. My shoulder was feeling better now. I was able to do more things. I was able to kind of really put together a program that I could stick to. And, you know, as a result of that as well, I was able to focus on performance goals, not just the number on the scale. I was able to focus on, okay, I'm moving better, I'm feeling better, I'm getting stronger. That gave me confidence within myself. And, you know, as a byproduct, I also did notice the scale was changing and it was heading in the direction that I desired it to. But the training played a really crucial role. I'm a big believer in strength training. I personally feel like strength training is a foundation that I build all of my programs from for my clients, and then everything else kind of branches off there. And I apply the same principle to myself. And yeah, that's kind of that's really what I did with my training. I really doubled down on my squats. They were a solid foundation. It's a movement that I really enjoy. My deadlifts is another movement that I really enjoy. So just doubled down on that, kept it as a focus, and just built on it, like, really crucial on technique. And as a result, I kind of saw my numbers go up. And these kind of things were something that I would say I really started enjoying focusing on, and it really helped with continuing the journey as well. Because I was seeing results in that department too, when sometimes I wouldn't necessarily see a result on the scale. Yeah, and then I focused on, like, getting steps in. You know, fortunately, we're entering a warmer time of the year, and I was just getting out a bit more, because sometimes, you know, I'm at the gym, I work with my clients, I'm moving around in the gym, I move around when I'm training, but then I come back home and a lot of my work is laptop based now. So I'll be here on this laptop and the whole day can go by, and before I know it, it's bedtime and I'm waking up and I'm going to work tomorrow, and the cycle just continues. So I made sure to break up my day so I was able to get out and just get some steps in, get some fresh air, move around a little bit more, and and I also noticed something, the walking was really good for my mental health, like just my headspace. So that was something that I've implemented, something I continue to do now. So this is where I got to after, like, what, I'd say about 10 weeks. Yeah. So this is obviously the other picture, the other side of the transformation. And I'll be really honest with you, that wasn't the end. This isn't the end. Like, I still weigh more than I'd like to. Like, and I really got the wake up call as well when I'd done my affix in Glasgow. And when it came to, like, the endurance, when I had to run, I was like, I felt the body weight. I can't lie. I felt it. And even leading up to that, I knew obviously this isn't the weight that I would like to be. I still want to lose some more. And I'm still on my journey, and I'm still moving in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes things go well, sometimes things don't go well, sometimes life be lifing. But because I have a structure, I have a plan, whenever I might find I've deviated or I've been knocked off course, I'm able to come back into my lane because I have a structure, I have a plan, and I keep improving on that day by day, week by week, month by month. If you're enjoying this video, yeah, and you're enjoying some of the rambling and waffling that I'm doing about, like, my journey, subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be documenting more stuff of this journey, how I'm going to get to the next point, how I'm going to build onto everything else that's happening with me, myself, and my journey, whether it's business related, whether it's fitness related, I'm going to be documenting it all because I just feel like it's important to be authentic. I find with my clients, like, I find with anyone, I find with people, how can I expect someone to be authentic with me when I can't be authentic with them? So I really want to use this channel as a platform for me to just be authentic and show the ups and downs and how everything's going to be with regards to wherever I'm going to be in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, because the journey never stops, you know what I mean? We just keep going, we keep improving, we keep adjusting so we can continue to navigate this thing called life, do you know what I'm saying?